And good morning. Welcome into Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Gateville Law Firm and Sean Robertson. Online at gatevillelawfirm.com. And Sean's in studio with us once again. Good morning, Sean. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today, Mike?
Doing pretty good. Today we are focusing on a topic that is entitled Quitclaim Deeds 101. That 101 makes you feel like we're going to get some good basic info here on this, right?
That is the goal, correct.
All right. So where do we want to start today here?
Yeah, so, today's topic is a little bit more basic. It's a combination between real estate and estate planning. And, because I think sometimes a lot of problems can be resolved or some problems can be deferred by just a quitclaim deed. A quitclaim deed is essentially where you transfer real estate or ownership of property. So unlike a typical sale transaction, Mike, with a quitclaim, there's not a guarantee of title insurance. There's not that cost for that. So a lot of times somebody wants to add a spouse to title or sometimes even remove a spouse to title. And
just so folks know, it's quitclaim, not quick. They might think it's quick, but it's
exactly
quit with a T on the end there, a quitclaim deed. All right, so you mentioned adding or removing a spouse to a title, maybe to avoid some problems. What would be some of the reasoning behind doing this?
Yeah, no, that's great. So a lot of times when two people or more people buy a house, they may get it in one person's name. The mortgage may be in the husband or the wife's name, and the legal title is only in one person's name. So adding a spouse to title is a good idea because if somebody, let's say they have minor kids, like I just met with a couple today, let's say one of those spouses wasn't on legal title, they've got minor kids, they have a probate issue. So sometimes solving an issue or delaying an issue is just adding a spouse to title.
And then maybe on the other side of it, if there's a divorce, then that's where the name would come off, right?
Exactly. There's a lot of people in divorce settlements where they're required by the court to remove a spouse pursuant to a court order, and we can help with that as well.
And then children can get added too if that's...
Absolutely. Where we find a lot of times they'll have an adult that lives with them, and they want to add that person to title. It's not always the best idea to add somebody to title that doesn't live at the place, but if you have an adult that does live with you and something happens, they want to have a smooth transition, we can help with that as well.
And there's a warning sign for those that want to do this for inheritance purposes?
Correct. So I would suggest that you consult with me or consult with an attorney because a lot of times parents want to add somebody to title and they think it's a good solution. But I would caution you, be careful because sometimes you do that and there's going to be an additional capital gains tax issue where if a child received the property through the transfer on death instrument or upon death, it eliminates a tax issue. So be careful because sometimes one good reaction creates a bad reaction that outweighs the good reaction.
So what about a quitclaim deed after a death?
So there's a lot of people that call us where their parent died, either with a will or without, and they don't want to go through probate because probate can be a very expensive process. So essentially they want to put the property in their name where you have a simple transaction where, let's say you have 2 or 3 adults. They all live at the property or one person lives at the property and they all agree that Johnny that lives at the property is going to get the property. That's a situation where a lot of times you can avoid probate court.
And then we had mentioned that it's not always the best solution, so there is a downside to a quitclaim deed. What would that be?
Yeah, the downside is without title insurance, which is designed to provide a guarantee that there's good title. So a lot of people that just do a quitclaim deed should be careful because when you start doing these non-probate transfers, you want to make sure that you have good title. And sometimes the role of title insurance is to give you that guarantee.
All right, talking quitclaim deeds. You can find out more by going to gatevillelawfirm.com. They're in Yorkville. You want to talk to Sean Robertson or the folks at Gateville Law Firm. and call them too at 630-780-1034. Join us next week at the same time for another edition of Trust Matters, Real Estate and Estate Planning Solutions with Gateville Law Firm's Sean Robertson.